Hello geeks and gamers, it's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are going to talk about the greatest movie ever made, Black Panther. That's what everybody was saying yesterday, and of course the internet collectively lost its mind, because that's what the internet does. Everybody's freaking out because Black Panther was called the greatest movie of all time, according to Rotten Tomatoes. Nobody understands how Rotten Tomatoes works. I'm not making another How Rotten Tomatoes Works videos, don't worry. I'm basically just going to give a little more insight as to what was going on. And so there's a couple of different ways you can look at Rotten Tomatoes, and none of them are wrong, but there is the way you can look at it that's just how it's presented to you, or you can look a little deeper into it to find out the real statistics. And Black Panther is a really good movie, and maybe some people are overpraising it, but at the same time, there's people that are intentionally underpraising it. So it's still going to work out. Like everything balances out. And so at the end of the day, it was a really good movie. I gave it a review. I liked it. And I think the majority of you liked it. I know there's some people who said they don't like it, and that's totally cool. There's a lot of good movies I don't like either. And it's okay to be wrong, and you're wrong if you don't like Black Panther. It's that simple. It's a good movie. Deal with it. So what's going on here is comicbook.com and some other major publications basically said Rotten Tomatoes says that Black Panther is the best reviewed movie of all time, and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, it's how you want to formulate that. I think at the time that review, or at the time that article was posted, Black Panther was sitting at a 97%. Now it's down to a 96%. I don't anticipate it going down anymore. It might. It may drop a point. It may go back up a point. But it's pretty much where it's going to stand. Because right now there's 314 reviews in. And of those 314, 303 are positive, which is a really good number. If you go to The Last Jedi had a total of 362 reviews. So we might get another 30 or 40 reviews total. I would anticipate the heavy majority of those are going to be positive, so I don't see that score really taking much of a dive, if any at all. So we'll just anticipate it's going to sit at 96%. Fantastic score. But it depends on how you want to look at this. If we're going to view it based on just the percentage, which is only an aggregate of how many reviews found it positive, then that's a fantastic score, and that's the best reviewed comic book film probably ever. But there is a comic book film that is definitively the best comic book film ever made, and it's not up for debate. And you can either be right or wrong in this situation, and I'll accept that you just are wrong if you disagree with me. And that is The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight's the greatest comic book film ever made, and that's just how it is. Now, we can look at a couple of things. Now, The Dark Knight has a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that means 94% of the reviews found it favorable. But if we peel the layers of the onion back just a tad, we can see that there's a thing called the average rating, meaning that's where it comes down to. And right now, Black Panther has an 8.2 out of 10, meaning the average review is an 8.2 out of 10, which is extremely high and extremely good. But The Dark Knight has an average rating of 8.6 out of 10. And that is by far the best reviewed comic book film there is. And that's how it's always going to be. I don't anticipate The Dark Knight ever being topped. It will not be topped as far as my mind goes. That movie is untouchable because Christopher Nolan is the GOAT. And that's just how it is. But that's not to take away from Black Panther's success. Black Panther is a really good movie, and I'm really happy that it's doing well. When people see a lot of these things, they just need to just process it a little bit and understand there's different ways you can look at it. And if you want to look at Black Panther and go, it's the best reviewed movie in Rotten Tomatoes history based on its 96%, at least comic book film-wise, that's not inaccurate. That's accurate based on how Rotten Tomatoes does its aggregate scores. So, but if you just look a little deeper, you'll find out that The Dark Knight is still substantially better in terms of its average rating and things like that. So just don't freak out. Do a little research. It's okay. Black Panther is a good movie, and people love it. And as with any movie that comes out, as with anything that, you know, we're in the first real week of Black Panther. The hype is always going to be super high. People are always going to be really high on things. Look, I'm the guy that said The Last Jedi was good after I saw it the first time. I mean, people get on these highs. I'm guilty of it. You've been guilty of it. We all are human beings. So people are generally on a high right now with Black Panther, so they're going to overreact a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, the Dark Knight, 10 years later, is still the king, and the king ain't going nowhere. He's always going to be king, because the Dark Knight is untouchable. It is a transcendent film. It's not a transcendent comic book film. It's a transcendent film, and it's an all-time great film, arguably the greatest film. I would still not put it as the greatest film, but it's damn sure close. But that's the video for today. Calm down with the Black Panther love. This happens with all movies. It's no different. There's always going to be a knee-jerk overreaction, but that's not to say Black Panther isn't good, because it definitely is. Just settle down. The king is still here. The king is still the Dark Knight. It ain't changing no time soon. You guys have a great day. Also, check this out. Somebody in one of my other videos, him and his buddy are having a discussion. The reason I wear a hat is because I'm going bald, and I want to have a little fun with this. Now, if you know me, don't say anything, but do you guys think I'm going bald? Is that why I wear a hat? What's hiding underneath here? Is this really a big deal? I would like to know. So in the comments below, first of all, tell me how great the Dark Knight is. Secondly, do you think I'm going bald? Do you think I'm hiding something up here? What do you think's going on? What is the mystery of why I always wear a hat? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys very much. Awesome number of subscribers lately. Appreciate all the support. We have a lot of new content coming to this channel, and it won't be just my ass on here screaming and being a dick or whatever. It'll be a lot more wider opinions, a lot more broader opinions, maybe more educated, and maybe they won't stutter as much as me, and maybe they're just not as big of a asshole as I am. We shall see. But other than that, appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Talk to you later.